Hey folks, and welcome to episode 10. This shall be the last episode, and in this episode we are going to be doing the tracks, getting those on, and we shall be matte coating the whole model, and then on to doing some dusting and doing the final matte coat. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, time to put the tracks onto the tank. So the original plan was to staple the tracks together because with them being rubber ones. However, the staples I had weren't strong enough, and whenever I came to pull the tank tracks apart, once they were glued to put them onto the tank, they just kept falling off. So what I've had to do is get the old super glue out and glue them together. It looks reasonably neat. It's reasonably difficult to spot, but the connection's actually there, and as you can see, as I'm manipulating these tracks, some of the weathering effect we've put on has come away, and some of it's started to, if the white balance will calm down a bit, has started to peel away from the track, like there. Focus. Unfortunately, when it's like that, you can't see it. So, depending on where this, yeah, it's all starting to come away. That's just with handling it. Fortunately, when you go back together like that, it actually goes back, and if you give it a push with a pair of tweezers or something, it actually sits in place. So we didn't staple them, we super glued them. So I'm going to get these, or at least one of them, onto the track to see how difficult it is, and be right back. Okay, we're back. We've got one track on, and as you can see, that's where the joint is. There, the stuff's coming away. We're not going to see this so much on the bottom because it's going to be sitting on the base, but it's also started to come away here and on the front as well. So I've actually started to glue these down, and I tried using paint pots on top of them, but they weren't strong enough to hold it, so I've been going around and clamping the wheel to the track, or the track to the wheel, however you want to say it, if it'll actually go back on, like so, and then just putting a little dab of glue where it connects to the track. So I'm going to finish gluing this one down, get the other side done as well, and we'll come back and we'll look to re-weather these parts of the track that have come off, and then this tank is ready for a matte varnish, which hopefully will be arriving in the next day or two from E-Models. So quite looking forward to that, with some other bits and pieces, some reference magazines and things like that. So we shall be right back. Okay folks, that is the tracks now on, and as you can see, through the struggle of getting them on, some of the weathering we've done for the tracks has actually started to peel away. A little toothpick. So if you can see here, the actual weathering that we've done has started to come away, which is a bit of a shame, but it's an easy fix. What we'll do is we'll just go around and take any other bits that are loose and take them off. Any we can push back into place we will do. Some of these are just going to completely peel away, and bits of it will stay in. Where it's still flat, see that we can push it in. It doesn't look too bad. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go around all these tracks, find all the bits that are coming away and all the bits that are loose, get them all off, and we'll go around and we'll reapply the dust effect in exactly the same way as we did when the tracks were off loose. But I think that's a lesson learned. That's what it's all about, learning new things. So I think next time I will glue the tracks together and fit them to the tank before I do any type of weathering. We got the effect we wanted doing the weathering this way, but obviously once we come to actually start manipulating the tracks and getting them into place, it's all gone a little bit Pete-tong. The bits that I've stayed on look okay, so I'm going to cut the video there, go and get this all done, and we will then be ready to varnish, because my delivery from eModels has arrived and I've managed to get myself a little bottle of Ultimate Primer to try, because I've been using the Vallejo primer, this stuff, and even though it's made from the same stuff, acrylic polyurethane, this stuff, even though it goes on well, I have a nightmare with it clogging my airbrush up. I've been told this stuff's actually a little bit better, so the next build, whatever it may be, we'll give this stuff a whirl. And I've also got some Alkalid 2, let's see if I can zoom that in so you can see the actual make, and it's Alk 313 Clear Coat Matte, and we'll see what this stuff turns out like. If it's good, awesome, but you have to be careful which one you buy of this, because there's several different versions. They're numbered 313, 314, 315, etc, etc, and they go from anything from gloss to like a mid-gloss to a gloss matte, satin, partial matte and matte. There's loads of different ones. I almost bought the wrong one, so we've got those to try. Now I've also gone and bought these, so I've had a quick flick through them, sorry for the shine. Dust and Rust issues 1 and issues 2, I can't remember which way around they are, it doesn't actually say on the front of the magazine, but it's issue 1 and 2 of the Weathering magazine. I think they're made by Ammo. Having a quick flick through them, there is some excellent reference material and hints and tips on how to get, obviously this one, it's rust effects. Look at that on the ship, that's amazing. If we can get those kind of effects, I'll be well chuffed. So yeah, so these need a good read through. And again with the dust one, dust effects on all different types of models, on the ground, on cobblestones, tracks, so very similar to how I did them in my video. So yeah, I got all these from eModels. These are actually cheaper on eModels than they are on the official site, so that's a bargain right there. So anyway, I digress. I'm going to get these tracks redone and then we can start matte varnishing everything. But once I've got these redone, I'll come back and show you where we are and what it looks like. So we shall be right back. Okay, we're back. So we have gone around the tracks and redone the weathering. It's all now not as patchy as it was, and I had to go around and highlight the tops of the track again to get that metal showing through, and I've also gone and added some splashes of mud on the inside of here while I was doing it. There's some on the back, not a huge amount, just little bits, and some on the wheels. So that is all now ready. This is also been matte coated, and we've also matte coated the top of the hull. We've glued in the driver, see that, and we've also matte coated the turret and the gun. I put in the driver, and we've attached the gun facing backwards. So now I'm going to go around and do some touching up, add a little bit of dust into different places, and I'm also going to take a pencil and I'm going to start adding marks on the tank. As you can see, I've done one here with the pencil, just to show that it looks like it's wearing away through to the bare metal. I've done a little bit on the back here, and I've done some, started to do some on these pegs. So I'm going to go around anywhere where, if you can remember when we were painting it, I added some, like here I haven't put any on there, so I'll add a bit where I've been around on all the model and just touch it up. There's a little bit on the turret there. And once all that's done and we put the dust down, we'll give it another coat. So I shall get everything prepped and ready, and we'll be right back. Okay, we have a pencil, we have some black powder for doing exhausts and the tip of the turret, anywhere where there'll be soot or residue of gunpowder or engine smoke, anything like that. So tip of the exhausts, probably around these vents, and we have some of the powder that we made for dusting up the tracks and stuff, so I don't think we'll use too much of this, but we'll use some bits and pieces of it. So I'm going to go around the turret first and try and duplicate what I've done here, just to show where it's worn through. I'm just going to do not too much. I'm going to go to the places where I've been when I painted it, so it's just a matter of just rubbing it on and just highlighting all the parts. I actually did it with paint. Like so. Zoom that in a little bit. We're just highlighting little bits. Once we've done all these, we will then go and give it another coat of matte varnish. So I'm looking for parts of where bits and pieces will be moving, or where the crew are in and out and rubbing up against the tank. So around this door. Not too heavy. Not too much. On camera. So if any of you play World of Tanks, if you go and look at the models in that game and look how they've done the weathering on those tanks, there's not much. mud or dirt on them, but there are quite a lot of where the paintwork's worn through, and that's the sort of effect I'm trying to get here. Hopefully when we mat over the top it will, because I don't want it super shiny. Once we go over the whole tank, once it's all together, it'll hopefully dull it down a little bit. Going to need to be re-glued. Yep. I think that is going to be enough. Like I say, I don't want too much. Yeah, so we'll put that one to one side. I'll re-glue that on later. So I want to the hull. Close that. Quite a bit here at the front of the tank, because this is likely to see dings and scratches. Do not too much on there, quite subtle, just a little bit in pieces. We'll see what it's look that. Get my teeth in. We'll see what it looks like when we come to remat it. Okay. Now I need a couple of stubbly brushes, and we are going to smoke up the turret to start with. I think the best way is to just dip the turret and again a bit more. Oh. We get it all off. A soft brush actually. This one should do. I'm just going to brush it very gently. for the turret and zoom in. So we have quite literally just dipped it in and brushed it back a little. I need a bit more touching. Oh, completely off camera because it's so far zoomed in. Yeah, so we'll leave that exactly like that. So that is the turret done, apart from putting the gun back on that's just fallen off. So that's one side. I'll take this. We want some in this. Where's my big brush? There it is. I'm just gonna brush this off, clean it up a bit. There we go. I'm tempted to try to blow it back like they do on the Millennium Falcon. So let's put some dust down and give it a go, see what we get. So put a pile down like that, and then we'll try just to see what it goes like if we brush it back like so. It's not shabby. So we'll do that. Same again on the other side. So we're just going to load some powder up on the back of there, like so. And then very gently with a big brush, just brush it back. There we go. That doesn't look too shabby at all. I'm going to do the same on these front vents here, but not quite as heavy. I'm just going to put some across the front and then brush it over the top. Camera's not really picking it up, it's quite subtle. Oh, wrong way. So zoom that out. I don't know if you can tell from there, but there is a very slight amount of smoke going outwards. So, right. While we've got the black out, we'll get these exhaust pieces done as well. So these again, I'm literally just going to dab the top of these exhausts. Not too much. I don't know if you can see that, I'll tell what's going on. too much on the brush. Try the same again with a big brush and just brush it down over the exhausts. Same on the other side. Just give that dirty look at the top of the exhaust. Doesn't look too bad. Like the other side. Yep. Happy with that. Leave that as it is. So, now, in order to dust this tank, I think I'm going to put it together. No, actually, I'm not going to put the bottom on, but I am going to put the turret onto the tank. Like so. Now, you have to look at that now and think, if that's been drying around in the dust, where's it going to gather? So you're probably thinking, looking at places along the side, on the top of the tools, on the top of these guards at the front, maybe up the front a little. Same on the other side, gathering all in some of these nooks and crannies. I'm going to put it on the vents because the vents will be blowing air out of them from the engine. So we shall leave that like that, and we'll see if this is too pale. I don't think it should be. So we want a nice soft brush. What are we going to try first? Let's try. Don't forget, this has had a matte coat on, so it should grip it. You want next to nothing on the brush. Just dab it in. Same on the other side. Very slight dusty effect. I think the colour should be alright. So again, I'm going to go around this whole tank, speed it up a little bit, and talk to you shortly. that shall do us for the top, and I've pretty much dusted everything. I had to go back, take some of this mud off the back. I went a little bit overboard. So that is all done. So actually, no, I need to, no, I think I shall leave those as they are. So, I'm going to put this together. I shall zoom out a bit. I always go the wrong way. Always the wrong way. Just to take a look. We'll need to take it back apart again in a minute, so we can get the driver back in. And that is it. Together. Let's take a look. You can't really see the dust on this camera very well. But it is there. Same with the tip of the gun. Tracks. So I am going to get this sprayed. You can see the dust on the top there, look. So I'm going to stick the bits in that need to be stuck back on and in. So the gun and the driver. So I have to get those stuck back in, and I will then give it a final matte coat, and we should get it onto the diorama, and that is it, finished. So I shall go and do all that, and we shall be right back. We'll take a good look at it. Thanks. Talk to you in a minute. Okay folks, that is the tank re-matte coated, all put together and on the base. So for this build, that for the moment is done. The only thing left to do is to paint these two chaps to finish them off. And these two will be walking along this path here in front of the tank. So for this build, there you have it, my Tamiya Panther Aus A in 1/35 scale, as good as finished. So I hope you've liked the build. It's been 10 episodes in total. So next I have a choice of either building a Y-wing, which I plan to do on a diorama. If I remember, I shall put a picture of what I plan to do up here, or I will look to build the Revell Apache AH-64, which is this one. So again, thank you very much for watching. If you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe, make any comments, any hints or tips will be magic. So as always, keep making models, be good, be safe, and we'll see you in the next build. Thanks for watching. Bye.